Hello, viewers. I'm SB,
And I'm Amabel.
and welcome back to Amabel Goes to Forex School, episode whatever the heck. We're deep in this game of Endless Legend. And we're doing it, and we're winning, and I know that the scoreboard does not say so, but the scoreboard's wrong. Pink's score is really high. But it's fine. You know what matters? This. This is what matters. Or, well, I mean, more precisely, this is what matters, but that other screen is, this screen is like a result of that other screen. In theory, Pink could still win. In theory, Pink could kill us. I suppose they could try. They probably have a pretty big army.
Gosh, you really like charts.
This is Forex School. Welcome to the chart genre. Let me tell you something about Master of Orion. Later, though, we'll talk about Master of Orion when it's Master of Orion time, which is not a promise to the 6 people who just got excited in the audience. We'll see. The answer is we'll see.
You know what's fun?
What's that?
Is in the Fourth World comics, when Orion comes to Earth, he pretends to be an Earthman whose name is Orion. That's real fun. I like that.
Okay. Strong start to the episode.
Very focused.
Purple is just stealing our pearls right in front of us. That feels a little shitty, but I think they know I'm going to let them get away with it. Hey, is Fakir allowed to initiate combat? No, he is not allowed to initiate combat when burrowed, even against adjacent targets. Well, we can uproot and re-burrow after the fight, right? I do want to, cut down on the number of random neutrals we have running around. We could probably auto-resolve this battle. I think that's really got one outcome. And then, that's right, resettling costs and action points. You can't do it on the same turn that you started a fight. Well, I'm going to have him, because his bonus is not super critical, I'm going to have him clip this minor faction army that's running around in Ragus as well while we're at it. And then I'll be honest with you, it has been a minute since the last recording. We've been recording these in sort of batches, and life has been something lately, so I don't 100% remember what we were doing with our army. We're clearly on the way somewhere. For the moment, the most important thing we're doing is just kind of waiting 5 turns and continuing to research. So this army can't have been doing anything of terrible import. We waited 6 turns and received control of the bastion in Ehime, which I believe is down here. Yeah, so that completed our control of that region, since that was the only fortress in that region. And that's fun, because that fortress has has bonus trade route value and also some Palladian. We're doing really well on resources off all these fortresses. Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't seem like it could have been very important. Enough rumors from enough sources might just be fact. Wanderers and hermits tell of an old ruin wherein lie sleeping deathless angels, or winged demons, created to destroy beings whose strength derived from dust. Though they appear to be the quintessence of the endless technologies, they lack the drop of power needed to awaken and fly. The native flight capacity of native Auriga creatures may hold the key. So, with an army composed of only a single flying unit of at least level 4, search these ruins. The unit will be consumed in order to reanimate this sleeping technology. I don't want to do that. I don't think that's worth doing.
No.
A guardian rises. Hey, Amabel.
What?
So we've been talking about Urkins and stuff.
Yeah.
And that is one class of giant monster. But it turns out there is another. You can see here art of the 5 elemental guardians. You feel a surge of ancient magic as a great colossus, one of the guardians, is brought to life. The spirit of Auriga may be fading, but great strength yet remains. Though perhaps sufficiently advanced science might thwart this ancient power. So these are big Colossus type units that you can research and build. They're just on the tech wheel. Like you can see here, Geos, the Guardian of Earth. I don't remember what the Fire Guardian, Photios, the Guardian of Fire. So that means somebody built a kaiju.
Yes, we got wind, water, and heart.
That's that's what they are. I'm sad I closed the art already, so I can't show you the monkey that's a different size in every scene. On-model animation is expensive. Do you want it done right or do you want it done cheap? The answer is always cheap. All right, we're just going to continue apace. Like, in theory, if somebody was planning to try to crush us, that building Photios, or building a Guardian, is the sort of thing they might do on the way there. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We never developed smelting stations. I suppose we should pick up the ability to harvest advanced luxury resources. And then we are only a single technology beyond that away from being in the final era. Or the penultimate era, rather. The final normal era. If we research this endless mechanisms technology, it makes all of the ruins searchable a second time. We've learned enough about, the endless to be able to figure out how to get into their secret places, which I think is a cool idea, and it gives you a good reason to all of a sudden care about all the edges of the map again, in a way that I think is really neat. But there's also another minor faction assimilation slot. There's also the ability to negotiate proper alliances. I don't think we are in a game where that is warranted necessarily.
Okay.
The other thing Endless Mechanisms does is it reduces the movement cost of roads even further. So you're just really fast by reinforcing places. There's a lot of stuff that we haven't researched. We could go back and pick up Guardian technology. We haven't gotten any of the spy technology because it doesn't seem to me like we're being spied on, but any of the counter spy technology, I should say. Our military is very weak. We don't have any advanced weaponry designs or anything like that. There's a lot of stuff that we have been sort of forced to leave behind by the game design. You just can't get everything all the time, So we have access to some advanced resources, right? This harvester tech is going to do something for us. There's a moonleaf deposit there. That's not on this technology, but did we research the technology to get those? You'll have to forgive me. It is a little frustrating. My mouse wheel is weirdly sticky for some reason. And so I'm having a lot of trouble smoothly scrolling up and down, which is annoying in video games. It keeps converting my attempts to scroll into clicking the middle mouse button, which at least in this game doesn't do anything. It's very annoying in situations where it has another function.
Wait, you can click the middle mouse? The wheel?
Usually, yes. There's also public works. We haven't picked up any of the influence production facilities because we've been getting so much influence from our fortresses that we didn't need it. But if we're gonna push for really, really deep empire plans and stuff, the amount that we're getting is not sufficient, not nearly. A public works would give us the ability to commit to better empire plans. It's not like we can't research any of this stuff once we move up to the next era, but there is some next era stuff that we will be focusing on first, at the very least. I think I'm gonna actually go for public works first. So you can see there's that National Museum, a building that you can build in any city that produces extra influence from districts, basically, and then in once per empire, you can build that national arena and really, really juice the output of one of your cities. We'll do some of that. We are sciencing at an incredible rate. I don't know what you're doing. Go get pearls. Go get pearls that are far away from these guys so that they don't take offense. Not that I think they could do much about it, but we're going to not antagonize our neighbors for unnecessary reasons. I'm going to speed up the moonleaf extraction here. So at this point, our dust is pretty much just for rushing buildings. We have
Okay.
we have our governors. We don't have any other significant expenditures beyond upkeep, which obviously is already folded into our income. So, uh-oh. They have bought the black spot nullification. We have an excellent idea for a new policy. We're no longer black spotted. What an annoying policy. The minor faction army saved us the trouble here. And in fact, because they attacked us, we didn't spend our action point. So we can go back over here and just go ahead and burrow right away. I could knock out this roaming army first, I suppose. It's not really a strong reason to do it, but there's also not a strong reason not to. One of our lice died somehow.
Now, in the faction quest, to maintain the black spot for 20 turns.
10 turns.
10 turns. Okay. Is that 10 contiguous turns?
No.
Or is it... Okay.
No, it's just a total of 10 turns. So you can see it will cost us 360 influence right now to reapply it because they just pulled it off. So it's there is a greater expense. But I'm going to.
Yeah.
They just spent a bunch of influence removing it, and now if they want to remove it, because it just had a state change, it will be more expensive to remove it. Like, they waited some period of time before taking it off last time because they were waiting for doing so to get cheaper, which it just does naturally. That's fine. We'll just push it back up, not because I particularly care about it, but because I want to finish our faction quest. All right, so we have not built the cargo docks here yet, right? Oh no, okay, that is a complete. There are docks. They're small at this zoom level. Okay, so what we really need is to just build around those cargo docks a little bit more. So we're waiting for points of population. Plow factory is useless here again because the lava tiles, will never have food on them. We could build in some like refrigeration or something. We're not that far off of just getting it the old-fashioned way though, just waiting. So let's instead let's build science buildings. This will be pretty good here. We have a lot of tiles that have science on them already. And if you don't remember what this terrain looks like, if we just pop down here and click on the city, yeah, look at all that. Look at all the science.
That's a lot of science.
Every one of those cities is going to become so much, or every one of those tiles is going to become so much better. All right, I am trying to like speed this along, trying not to spend as much time talking because I know we did not get through a huge number of turns in the previous couple of videos.
Well,
and we don't want to be in this game forever. We have more games to get to. Well, we have more games of Endless Legend to get to.
I mean, but I have questions sometimes, and you're explaining stuff. You know, everyone learns at their own pace, and my pace is very slow.
Your pace is fine. Definitely keep the wine rolling. Now that summer has ended, or now that summer has come, we are refiring this. And we've collected enough Red Sang to double the XP gain rate of all of our heroes. That's another booster we're going to want to keep rolling as often as we possibly can. One of our commanders here, this is the person who is Governor of Forany. This skill right here, not actually very meaningful in our current position, but we're taking it just to move up the tree. Iraku is also leveling. We're going to grab +1 reinforcement position on armies. There are two different classes of hero that get a skill that does this. The support heroes get it very low in the tree, you can see here. 2 points, each one giving 1 extra flag position. I believe it's infantry class heroes. It's the top skill of their tree. And this can be a really, really big deal. This is absolutely like reshape the war powerful in late game combat where you're using a lot of armies. You have a lot of like backup stuff happening. Is increasing the rate at which your reinforcements join the battlefield is a big deal. Okay, so this thing's happening again. Oh, right, our army was probably just like being near the Urkin, huh? So people have educated us on this. Apparently, this is a bug that exists that I'm not used to dealing with because it was fixed in the community patch, where other players can just attack your Urkin inside your territory, even though they absolutely should not be able to do that because it's your unit in your territory. And I guess they never fixed it in the base game, which is wild. So this is unacceptable. We do need Chaka. Chaka has that wonderful science bonus. So unfortunately, I think we're pretty likely to lose this battle. But we are going to do violence to get Chaka back, even if it means going to war with Purple and having to eliminate them from the game. We are getting Chaka back.
Okay.
Now remember, Chaka is the long-range Urkin.
Okay.
So we can fight from like here, but also this battle's a little unfortunate. All of their units are very fast moving. Their damage output is pretty poor, but they're going to swarm us real bad. And because we have the range, because we have a range trait, we lose morale for every adjacent enemy. They're going to swarm us, and it's going to crash our stats, and it's just going to be annoying. We may as well just start the battle right at firing range, though, which is here. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. I guess I could be here, because we're going to shoot at the one that's not in the forest first. Oh, right. I forgot. So the initiative order that we were given there was bullshit, because Alayi get bonus. I think it's a racial thing. I don't think it's one of their capacities. I think it's part of the faction. Their initiative is affected by their morale. They get the same plus or minus 15% as their attack and defense get. So their initiative was actually much higher than it looked like. That's not good for us. That's not good at all. I would have positioned my troops very differently had I remembered that was the case. Well, like I said, we're losing our Urkin here, so probably not a lot for it, unfortunately. Don't heal the damage. Okay. Because of all the trees, it's going to take them like a turn or two to surround us, but they're gonna 19 hit points at a time our 400 HP.
Oh.
Honestly, like if this battle went on until somebody lost, they would win. I wonder if they might fail to get the job done by the end of the 6th turn, though. To a certain extent, it's going to come down to whether we can get some lucky defenses, get some zeros. Yeah, there it is. We still have 234 left. Okay, a couple of zeros that time. Keep in mind, they have charge, so on the turn when they are advancing toward us, they have more attack than on these turns where they're just standing still and fighting.
Okay.
Having a little bit of trouble bringing their full force to bear as well, because the AI is not good at positioning its troops without the community patch. Okay, I think we are probably going to narrowly survive, which is great because this gives us an opportunity to move our other units into a defensive position and discourage further attacks. That's what our army was probably doing. It was probably just defending the Urkin. Because, unfortunately, due to this very annoying bug, we have to. It's fine. We don't even need those pearls. All right, get back over here. Get close. I think that's within reinforcement range.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's 3 tiles out. Yeah, it should be. I'm a little worried about trying to bring Fakir up as reinforcements because he unfortunately suffers the same issue right? Where they could just decide to attack him out of nowhere. I'm gonna have him parked 1, 2, 3. I guess like here, and just burrow. Actually, you know what? Maybe this is overkill. I'm gonna. Well, we can bribe them, and it's cheap. Yeah, go give them some dust. I want that village to stop producing units. I was gonna burn it down. Okay.
I think it's really funny that the Urkin did it.
Yeah, the Urkins showed up at their gates. The Godzilla comes pounding up, and everybody's panicking and freaking out. And then he's like, "Here, this is for you." All right, we still have this weirdly uncaptured region. We can see what the yellow bathysphere can make of that. So I could initiate combat. Let's give Chaka the turn to heal. Their units are not very injured. I mean, our units are not great. Maybe are we gonna win this fight? Hold on. Let's re-equip our hero a little bit. Since we're in friendly territory, we can revolutionize the hero's equipment at a moment's notice. So we can put on some of this fancy dust or higher level iron equipment. I like the tier 3 helmet over the tier 3 iron helmet over the tier 1 dust helmet, even though it has a smaller amount of total stats because I like the bonus attack that it gives. And then we're going to equip yeah, here we go. A nice dust long scepter. And we have accessory slots open. Let's go. Improved life 1. Extra health for the unit, plus 20% life. And then, because you're a hero, isn't there... I thought there was a version of this that gave him bonus health to the whole army. But maybe not.
Epic loot is cute.
No, there it is. It was just marked. I remembered this. There's a little bug here, too, where some of the items are incorrectly marked as obsolete sometimes. The drum of Geos, gives him the Army Health Boost 1 capacity, which gives 15 plus 5% life to everyone in his employ. For a mere 273 dust. What a re-equip. Gosh, I hope we can take them. I'm not feeling super confident. A lot of our units are dying, because of the curse.
Yeah.
We should probably put together designs for these units that do not rely on cursed equipment for the moment. Let's go like improved life 1. We'll step up to dust gear. In some cases, leave the tier 3 helmet on because I like it. Let's take this off of you and probably just also give you the improved life talisman instead. And then the cost of retrofitting is not actually that expensive. Obviously, their stats are a lot worse because those cursed items are very powerful. But I do want them to be able to like heal and live. And we might have to produce some actual military units in order to keep some of our assets safe over here. As annoying as that is. Are there any other resources that we want to put a real rush on the construction of the extractors for? I don't think so. I don't think there's anything super compelling. All right, I wanted that moonleaf very badly, obviously, because the moonleaf is the science resource. So let's make sure that we execute this move. I want to be absolutely certain we're in reinforcement position, although I think we are already. That is the sound of us moving up to that next tech age. Okay, they did go for it, so. Welcome to the Age of Heroes. Dust Tier 2 equipment available. Newly trained units, the base level of your units is the era that you're in. So even if you're not doing any messing with your unit designs and stuff, your units start at higher level as you progress up the science track, which can be quite meaningful. The stat bonuses they're not small. Go check out this ruin. We found 40 dust water. It's just plus 50% dust. 40 is enough to run a booster. Oh, actually, we've been accumulating some pretty good stuff here. We'll run that. We'll run that. Just like, again, lots of extra stats stacking up from all of our luxuries. We are pulling 3.5 Moonleaf per turn. And it costs us 40 Moonleaf to run a 10-turn booster. So we're still a little bit below replacement rate. We will not be able to keep our Moonleaf up all of the time, even with our improved construction. But it's good. We're getting there. Let's see here. This city still needs a bunch of basics. This is a good time to build a seed storage, probably. And then, like, we need science buildings, but a lot of these other science buildings aren't going to actually be any good until we have more districts built. And getting a cargo dock up, I think, is the kind of thing that's worth spending a bunch of money on. Let's just make that happen in a real hurry. All right. In our new era here, we have access to a couple of interesting things. State-approved theater reduces general expansion disapproval. That's obviously good for the whole... Public sentiment has never been so easy to massage. Amabel, this is the business of Empire. It sucks and is ugly. We have the Imperial News Network, a national service to ensure the population has all the information they need to be happy. So again, there's some coded work being done there, but it gives a bunch of approval and a bunch of resources for whatever your citizens are working on. There is this thing. There's a bunch of approval and a bunch of science. There's the big science building. We're going to get the big science building first. But there's a lot of important stuff in this era.
I mentioned before how much I'm enjoying the writing in this game. And part of that is, like, the tone. Because I feel like... the only point of comparison I have for this is Civ. And with Civ... the writing's not great, and the tone is very... It's not sharp. It's a little muddled, and
yeah.
And I
a big part of
the
problem that I have with Civ personally, and this is absolutely a viewpoint thing. The people who make Civ and I do not share a lot of political ideas.
Yeah.
The problem I have with Civ is that Civ views what you are doing as sort of inherently morally good. The business of Empire is the business of civilization, and it only allows you to represent like a very particular kind of civilization, right? The game is about colonial empires, whether or not it wants to admit that. So yeah, it's not ideal. I would love to step all the way forward here. I think we're going to be able to actually do that. There's enough woods to prevent them from getting close. And mostly what we're going to do here is just put a wall in front of Chaka. If we can keep them off Chaka, so Chaka's... Oh, shoot, you moved forward. I wasn't paying attention to his... I thought we were in range already. Shit. Well, I've just screwed up the one thing I said it was important to do. And I've given this unit an ambiguous order because he can no longer move to the tile I told him to move to. So, okay, the thing he did wasn't harmful, but... oh. Right, Bloodlust. Your thing does... Okay, well... Now it's just a fight, and probably a bad one for us. And again, this is like...
What just happened?
We cast... The buff that this unit casts, as I was talking to you and not thinking, is Bloodlust, which dramatically increases damage and initiative, but does do damage. It is it's a berserker mode kind of thing, and it did enough damage to just... Chaka was so wounded. It did enough damage to just finish Chaka off. I'm pretty sure we lose this battle, or, honestly, it might be another draw. Everybody's damage output is kind of crummy, so... But because Chaka went down, I think we're going to, I think Chaka's going to flip colors at the end of the battle. If we do manage to, do a reasonable amount of damage to them here, we can maybe just fix that, because Chaka will have 1 HP post-combat.
Okay.
There we go. Get the range with the cavalry. I can't believe they let us do that. Okay, so the battle's getting a little weird because they're like flanking around the mountains in a way I didn't expect. Please stay on your target. Also, troublesome is the fact that the Harmonite have very poor movement, but also they're going really late in the turn. So it's extremely difficult to know which enemies are actually going to be in range by the time it's the Harmonite's turn to act. I don't know what to do about that. I'm going to have you back up and have you target this guy, but I can't pin him in place to guarantee that he'll be targetable. And I do want the Ice Works to stay on the Kakator, because this is the guy that heals people. I want that healing.
Stopped.
Yeah, we don't do enough damage for the opponents to be healing. Okay, that Harmonite was very fucked up, but he did some real good damage on the way out. Okay, excellent work. Excellent work from the Ice Works. Okay, looks like we do, in fact, get to actually swing our weapons. Never mind. Never mind, it was worth nothing. I guess just get over here and reinforce. And I kind of think everybody should focus on that. Like, we almost got one of them. Unfortunately, he is not going down. We have one more turn after this, so the Iceworks will get one more big swing. And they're really, like, a huge percentage of our total damage output. Yeah, they're gonna die.
Yeah.
Alright, Harmonite's doing work. So we might be able to kill this one with the first attack. I'm actually going to have the Iceworks run all the way over here, because this guy is just standing in the open. We're going to try to focus on that a little bit. The Harmonite can't reach anybody else. Please let this work. 0 is not the number. Okay, 56, pretty good. We have lost our ice work. But to be perfectly honest with you, I think we are advantaged. And yeah, Chaka flipped and they immediately ran it away. Where did they run it to? Oh no, Chaka went neutral because nobody won the battle.
Okay.
Okay. That's not so bad. That's recoverable for us. What is our current diplomatic standing? Are we at peace? No. Okay, I'm going to kill your army as punishment. Absolutely. Just fully, spitefully kill your army. I'm pretty sure we can do that. These are military units that you are not allowed to have.
I mean, it has to go better than the last two battles did.
I mean, that last battle went really well, except we were absolutely crushing them there. They lost a lot of strength. And this battle is like, there's no way they survive. Let's have you start up here. You start close. Like at this point, our masterminds are not even like, this is a crummy unit that should be all about applying its buff. But actually their units are so bad at dealing damage that our mastermind's kind of in no danger. Let's try to do horrible things. You bloodlust the hero. The hero has enough HP to survive having that buff cast on them.
Okay.
We're going to be careful with the bloodlust and not assign bloodlust to the Harmonite. Okay, yeah, and everybody just kind of like, at this point, everybody just shoot forward, really. Now, see, that's an interesting choice. They decided to attack from this tile against the Harmonite instead of standing up here and getting the high ground bonus. I think because they wanted to demoralize our ranged units.
Okay.
I don't think that was the right move, personally, and it definitely has not worked out for them. And look at that, another level. Let's take... So we have here just some bonus attack. I think it's fine, not great. I'm headed toward bonus XP for our units, mostly on the way to Last Reserves, which gives really a very large amount of bonus health.
Okay.
60 life plus 15% to their total on top of that. Yeah, it ends up being a bunch. And we're going to have to go get our Chaka back, because Chaka is like extremely valuable to us with that big science bonus. Fortunately, Chaka's not going anywhere, and Chaka's at 1 HP right now. So with all these bonus movement points, we'll be there in a couple of turns. We can potentially produce... What's Rendare doing? Rendare's doing important stuff. I was going to say maybe we could like pump a unit out real fast, just focus in on that, but I do not think that that is actually what we should do. Out of curiosity, what is the rush cost of one of these units? 3468 for a Harmonite or 3468 for a Nice Work. Okay, they have the same... Yeah, they do in fact have the exact same industry cost. That's kind of wild. Okay, so not easy to rush. It's about 3.5 turns worth of our entire Empire's Dust production to buy one of those units straight up.
Oh wow, yeah.
It's fine. Unless Purple puts up an army to face Chaka. Uh-oh, that is the lighting change that you saw there. Indicates that the Dust Eclipse is going to start next turn. And in fact, they did. Somebody just ran up over here. I saw. Chaka remains untaken, though. They ran a unit into this space, which didn't have... There's a cliff there, so they didn't have access to Chaka directly. Alright, we are continuing to gain skill points on heroes. Keep in mind, we're going to see probably a fair number of level ups over the next couple of turns because
of that XP bonus.
Because the XP bonus. Go get me another ruin. We're going to talk to these fortresses again, potentially. They might not be willing to talk to us anymore. We have already gotten quests from them, after all. Let's see. What's important to do here? So this is our science capital. This is our big city. Obviously, the large-scale aquatic center. Pretty strong. Bonus science on every water tile that we're exploiting. And also bonus science from people who are assigned to science resource. A national museum. Plus 2 industry per... Or plus 2 influence per district in the city. It's pretty good here. We have a lot of districts. Fertilizer stuff. Yeah, food stuff should actually probably be first. Let's prioritize a fertilizer plant. That'll add 3 food to every tile that has food on it that the city's exploiting, which is a lot of them. And then we can just get another district, actually. So this district is level 1. Yeah, if we built a district right here, we'd be getting a start on leveling some stuff up. We could also just build a district here and gain another anomaly. We should probably do that. That's the plan. There's a great big tree in that tile, if I'm not mistaken. There is indeed. Look at all the resources. Okay, so that's a lot of big important stuff happening in Manure over the next couple of turns. Forani probably needs a lot of the same stuff because it's also a high district city. Fertilizer. So these subterranean gardens are mostly about mitigating the food loss during winter. You can see it gives plus 10 food on each district tile during the winter only. It's fine. It's not a high priority. Especially since winter just ended and the next one is at least 13 turns away. I wish we could move just a little bit faster, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to see here. If the dust eclipse is about to start, it's possible that one of those speed buffs will spawn in our wake. Oh, over here you can see purple is constructing a guardian. They're building themselves a weapon. Why would they do that, I wonder? This sadly is not a speed boosting conflux, but we're going to take it anyway. Oh, this is a speed boosting conflux. Oh, I'm not allowed to enter their borders, right? They closed their borders to us. What a bunch of assholes. They have, in fact, moved an army up to... Did they lose? Chaka's still alive, for sure. Okay, that's weird. We found 350 dust in the temple. Stuff just keeps getting more valuable. Let's grab these pearls, end our turn right here, and we can blitz Chaka at the beginning of the next turn. Try to make it happen before they can make it happen. It's going to be a messy situation, for sure. All right, John Port has leveled up. I think we're going to continue getting more resources out of that region. Region that John Port is
John
in.
Port, comma, the Shadow. Thank you.
I know what he wants to be called. I suppose we should honor it, but it is very silly. Said the girl named Samhain.
I love you, Samhain Bones.
My name is good and normal and cool.
I agree. I have an old lady grandma name.
I mean...
I do.
You didn't hear me argue. That was sort of a placating... I mean, was sort of a placating sound more than anything.
Oh, I mean, you could have argued. I wouldn't have minded.
Oh, I forgot we had this city set to influence production. We probably don't need that anymore. Let's get a little bit of work done here.
So let me ask you a question while you're doing things.
Yes, that would be the ideal time.
Okay. Is it hard for you to keep track of all the things? Because so much of what you do is incremental or setting something up, and then so many turns later, it comes to fruition, and then you gotta do some other little thing. And it's a lot of information to keep track of, and a lot of, like, large moves that are implemented through a series of small moves made over long periods of time.
Yes.
How do you do that? Is that hard for you?
It can be. It can be difficult to keep things straight. You end up with a lot of plans running sort of at the same time. Yeah, absolutely. It can be difficult. And especially like over like breaks, if you stop playing, save the game, come back to it, a couple days later or whatever. As you can see, there are times where it's very difficult to keep things straight. Okay, so nothing quite impresses the inhabitants of this fortress like a nice display of pyrotechnics. Once they get a look at your artillery ship, they're falling over themselves with eagerness to try one out. We don't have one, so I don't know what they're talking about, but they would like one so they can blow things up. Because everybody loves blowing things up. I get that. If we give them an artillery ship, they will give us exceptional armor. So, you can research Tier 1 and eventually Tier 2 armors made of glass, steel, titanium, palladium, and adamantium. There are technologies for Tier 3 armors and weapons made of those things, but those technologies can only be given as quest rewards.
Okay.
So we are given here the opportunity for the very best adamantium or palladium armor that you can make in the game, which is very close to the very best armor, period. There is also research for making Tier 1, a single tier of weapons and armor out of the last two resources, and then there is a technology for Tier 2 that can only exist, again, as a very, very high-level quest reward. So this would probably be worth our time. Like, I don't think we even have the research for that, but I kind of want to do it. Looks like, actually, we probably will not have the chance. Pink is pushing to capture this ocean pretty quickly. We could try to fuck with them on that, but yeah, here's my concern. It looks like they have a real navy. So we're going to leave. It's been nice knowing you, this ocean. Okay, building stuff over in Regis. We should build things. We should build food things. Yeah, refrigeration plants. Refrigeration plants are good no matter what. Okay, so we have constructions happening everywhere. I've burned through our entire supply of titanium. We have literally 0 titanium right now. So that's a little bit of a concern because some of our science buildings that we still have yet to build cost a bunch of titanium. Okay, so completed objective, that thing. New objective, same actually thing.
Okay.
Okay, I mean, we'll do it. So we have gotten the technology to make pretty decent weapons and armor, or just weapons, out of titanium and glass steel. But because those are the lowest level resources, they're still not going to be totally amazing. Like if we have a look at the availables here, right now we have access to these tier 2 claws, which give 24 attack, 42 damage. The glass steel version is 24 attack, 34 damage, and 36 initiative.
Okay.
Which is better. It's more total stats. But it's not that much better, and the cost is 11 glass steel per pair of claws. The titanium claws will actually have just raw, like, higher numbers, because titanium is... So the deal with each resource has kind of a mechanical character. Titanium is just very high core stats. You know, attack and damage on weapons, defense and health on armor. Glass steel gives you a little bit less, but it also gives a bunch of initiative. It's the go fast resource.
Gotcha.
And then it's like Palladian or Adamantium is bonus attack or defense. Palladian is bonus health, I think. And then these ones do something, I don't know what. I don't remember Mithrite and Hyperium because you rarely use them for that stuff because you usually don't have access to enough of them to build even the buildings you want. So, like, honestly, tier 3 titanium claws would be a pretty significant upgrade. Our units would be really scary with tier 3 titanium weaponry, but we can't spare the titanium. We need it for all of our science stuff. So, also, again, 11 titanium per weapon. So this stuff is just, it's too expensive to be worthwhile in our current situation with our current strategy. But we can at least upgrade the quality of the gear we have equipped to our units because we have entered a new era and thus gained a new tier of dust gear. I don't think we're going to change anything significant. We're just going to upgrade that. Okay. And I suppose our hero actually also. So bonus raw health for you. And bonus army health boost. Better army health boost. 25 life plus 10% life. Not bad. And so this is one downside of the sort of like this style of military thing where you have advancing unit designs instead of advancing units, is you find yourself doing a lot of like re-equipping when you discover anything new. It's a thing that'll happen several times over the course of the game, and it's just kind of like busy work. All right, so
but, I mean, the genre has a lot of busy work to a degree.
It certainly does. It certainly does. So I'm trying to figure out how I think this is going to go. We're going to hit end turn. We're going to run over there and attack Chaka. Like, they'll attack Chaka and then move Chaka away. Or we'll attack Chaka and then try to move Chaka away. But the problem is we're going to get caught up in the post-battle screen and trying to like click through and move Chaka before they can declare an attack. Whereas they're going to be able to do all their shit instantly because they're a computer. So I kind of think that this probably doesn't really work out in our favor either way. I'm going to try, I mean, The one thing we could do is we could just attack their army directly.
Yeah.
But we don't really have the units for that. Let me buff up people's weapons here. I guess the masterminds are still using tier 1 gear as well. Let's fix their little red wagon here. I don't think we do want slowdown. Let's go for unsteady. Changing their weapon changes what bonus effect is on their attacks. Is a thing that is true for all of the quote-unquote magic units, all of the wizard type units. Okay. Yeah, we could just attack them directly and try to kill them. Ugh, 4 Kakators are going to be all group healing each other, and they all have over 200 HP. I don't think we can kill them in a single battle.
Okay.
So I guess I'm going to go for Chaka and just try to get Chaka out of there after we win the battle.
Okay.
Before Purple can recapture. Go, 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 go. Okay, we locked in the attack, and I'm going to worry about all the rest of it later. Yep, we have this quest we were doing. Build a city improvement that increases your empire's influence. Okay, we did it. Return to those ruins and inspect them to get tier 3 titanium or glass steel armor tech. Which ruins? Those ruins. Okay, we can send somebody over there. We continue to gain levels on our heroes. Kind of don't have access to any good skills at that level, unfortunately. All right, so we got our most important science technology. Let's grab a couple of other things. We're holding pretty all right on approval. So there are some games where these like expansion disapproval things are really important, where you're like really pushing the limits of what you have access to. Because we have so many luxuries coming in from our fortresses, we can kind of skip that. And the next most effective thing might just be. I mean, this is just +2 science for every person who's working science. Maybe like enlightened trade to get more trade routes running. Now that we have more cities that have docks. +10% science output. What do our trade routes look like? We're producing 200 dust and science from trade routes every turn, which is like, it's 10% of our total science output. It's not horrible to boost that, but it's not a slam dunk either.
Yeah.
And also, it's another building. The scientific envoy structure has a very high titanium cost. We just don't have the resources to do that while also trying to build, imperial funding structures, which cost 25 titanium each in every city. And we're going to have to lean in some other direction for a little bit. So we get a bunch of bonus dust. I guess this is a building that does increase science output in a meaningful way that doesn't cost any titanium.
Okay.
You can just go ahead and leave. That order remains good, I think. Let's go scoop some pearls. I think our bathysphere, it has done a lot of good work for us, but I think its usefulness is kind of coming to an end.
Okay.
The oceans are sort of solidifying, and one bathysphere is not a navy.
I do. That famous saying.
Okay, we can definitely turn Chaka to our side. I'm gonna hit auto resolve here. We're gonna just let the game run this because I'm trying to skip. It'll show us that screen, and then I will click on this, and then I will click on this, and then I will click on this. Okay. The computer did not have enough time to attack Chaka. This is not exactly where we want Chaka to be, but I will fix positioning in a fine-tuned way later. I'm going to put Chaka as far back as possible. We can probably get Chaka into a position where it's impossible to attack her without getting Forney's garrison involved, because Forney's stretching so close to the border. Or maybe even like right here where we might be able to get Dells and Forney both defending. Somehow my Harmonite died. If I had done this battle manually, that definitely would not have happened. I'm annoyed by that. But I was worried that, the time it took to transition us out of battle mode or whatever would be enough extra time to allow the bad thing to happen. Okay, so we have 5,000 dust right now. I am going to rush a unit, I think. We could be using this money for infrastructure, and we will. But I think we need to buff our military strength back up a little bit, and also I need somebody to run around and capture ruins, and an ice warg with the bonus movement trinkets on it has 9 base move. So I think we're going to buy one of these down here and just have it run around really fast. Don't forget, Hariel has a mastermind just in it. So that guy is going to capture some stuff for us.
Forgive me if I asked this before, but is this the only game that has the kind of simultaneous turn structure in this genre?
No, and in fact, it's an option in many games.
Okay.
I think you can do it in Civ, and I think it's common in multiplayer Civ games.
Okay.
Because, obviously, once you're playing with multiple humans, people's turns being sequential could lead to very long game times. And there's a lot of different ways that different games handle it. Like, I think a lot of the Civ games, it's simultaneous turns. The default multiplayer rule set is something like it's simultaneous turns until there is a war that involves multiple players, and then those players have sequential turns or something like that.
Okay.
Oh, the oven's going off.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Okay. We're going to have to end the episode pretty shortly here because the oven going off means, we're making dinner. So, you know what? This isn't a terrible place to do it, honestly. I'll just wrap us up right here because I'm hungry, y'all. So that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, we are going to be scooping up ruins. We are going to be trying to actually secure our Urkin against unintended game mechanics that make doing such a thing a challenge at the best of times. And we are going to continue boogieing onward toward these victory conditions, despite the fact that our quest does not seem to want to play along. This is a terrible, terrible next step. I can't believe we got a step in our main quest that was just wait 20 turns. Terrible. Anyway, all that stuff. Come back for that, and we'll see you then.